I've had some whacked out dreams here lately. Like, I'll start with yesterday's dream before I continue on to last night's gruesome dream. But, like, not last night, but the other night ago, like, first I was, like, in this car with this dude, and he's, like, speeding, and it's like a roller coaster just about, because, like, we're going so fast on, like, up and down ramps. For some reason he's like driving like with his shirt off, has like washboard abs. Then the scene continues on to like a totally different dream, and there's this chick, and we have like these like weird blinky things in our arms, and like with their trackers, and like we're slaves, like sex slaves. And there's this one guy who like owns me, and he's huge, like he's just like scary huge. And he's, like, really rough, and, like, he'll, like, grab me by the wrist and, like, shove me in one place to the next. And, like, he's like, okay, well, meet me in my room tonight, and da-da-da-da. I was like, holy shit, no, don't want to do that. And the girl's like, oh, don't worry, he'll be fine, just do what he says. And I was freaking out, and I guess, like, I'm in a hotel, and I go up to this bar at the hotel, and, like, there's all these guys that, like, keep tabs on us, like, watch us. And there's this one guy in a top hat, and he's like goggles on his top hat. It's like a steampunk dude. And he's like drinking like whiskey at the bar or something. And, I walk over to him, and he notices like the blinky thing on my arm, and he's like, oh, you're one of those. I was like, yeah, and I'm probably going to be killed tonight because I'm not going to go to this dude's room. I'm afraid of him. And, the guy, like, holds, like, up this, like, really crazy-looking guy. He's like, don't worry. I'll, come and get you, pretty much. And I was like, okay. And then I'm with that girl again, and the guy comes in. And, he's like, remember, meet me at my room at so-and-so time. If not, he's, like, pointing the gun at me. And I'm like, shit. So, out of nowhere, this, like, like, steampunk dude, like, comes out of nowhere, and then he, like, grabs my arm, takes a gun to my arm, and I thought he was about to shoot me, but it actually removes, like, the little tracking device in my arm, and then he, like, shoots the gun again, and, like, all the men that are running at him, like, get tangled up in this, like, web-like substance, and then, like, we're, like, running away and shit. It was like, what the fuck's going on? So that was, like, those two dreams. And at some point during the night, I recall, like, it was, like, real time, like, I was laying down on my bed, and to the left of me, there were, like, blackish gray, like, aliens, and I wasn't fearful of them or anything. Like, I just kept, like, looking at them, and they'd, like, look at me, and then, like, one of them would, like, reach, like, their arm, like, across the bed and touch me, and whenever, like, they would touch me, I would, like, see myself, like, on, like a doctor's table, being, like, spread out and stuff, and then, like, I'd struggle in my bed and, like, make, like, the scene in my mind go away, and the alien would be, like, looking at me again on the side of the bed, and then he'd, touch me again, and at this point in the night, like, it's freaking me out, so I sort of, like, go into the other side of the bed. And I was pushing Eric off the bed at that point. I was just like, fuck this. So those are my dreams that one night. And then last night's dream was just plain out gruesome. So there was a guy, like, who, like, really hurt me. This was, like, years ago. And I'm not going to say his name or anything or what he did in particular. But I guess I still hold grudges against him. He was, like, his arms were, like, spread eagle, and I had tied him, like, to where, he was spread like that, and then he was on his knees on the ground, and I was carrying an ice pick, and I was just, like, swinging this, like, ice pick around, and, I was like, I have 2 other people I have to kill, but they're gonna die a peaceful death. You're not gonna die a peaceful death. And I was just, like, swinging around, and I showed him the gun, and what I was going to use on, like, the 2 other people that I don't even know who they are. but I knew who he was. And then I took the ice pick and I'm like, I'm going to torture you. And I started like swinging at him and like, fake swinging. And then, he'd like get all scared and like, be like, shit, it's coming. And then I wouldn't actually swing. And then I'd take the ice pick again and then I would swing it into his leg and then blood would gush out and then he'd yell. And then I would take it again and I would swing it into his shoulder. And I just kept doing that. And then at some point, I walked away to like this table that had like a bunch of different gadgets on it, like torture device stuff. And I just kind of like started crying. And I walked back over to him with the ice pick and I used that to like cut the ropes off of him. And he just kind of like fell face down on the ground, like he couldn't even get up because I had like, hit him so many times with the ice pick. So then I walked back away crying and I guess I felt like really bad about what I did. And I was like, shit, this is not how I handle stuff. And I guess that's why I untied him, but it was, like, obviously too late because he was, like, bleeding out on the ground. And then, at the end of that dream, I was eating bananas and pineapples. I just recall I was shoving bananas in my mouth. Weird. But yeah, I've had, like, a crazy amount of, like, dreams between speed racing, steampunk sex slave thing going on, and like murdering people. Oh yeah, and then the alien one, which was freaky. Like, man, I have had like either too much sleep or really good sleep. I don't even know. But yeah, a lot of chair dreams. I think it was dream journal time. At this rate, I might actually have some shit for some good stories. But anyway, peace, back to sleep, going back to sleep.